interesting questions. No, you're not small ones, you're big ones.
Which grade now?
Grade 9.
Grade 9. Grade 9, now you are in the high school.
High school,
You
yeah.
are in the
Freshman.
Okay, mistake.
Yeah, so we were talking about concentration in exams. So studying is important, but understanding this question is also very important, because when you understand the type of question, you can answer it properly. So that is also an extremely important part in studying, in doing this exam. So when we talk about concentration, the main problem we have is how do we arrive in this concentration? What if there was a technique, a method that you could concentrate, focus on something with very less time? Yeah? Without spending months and months and months on something. If you're able to see certain things and if you're able to judge certain things, but if you're able to take the book that you're reading and actually know what it's saying, memorize it, and if this goes to your head pretty fast, would you like it? Yeah? That would save you a lot of time, isn't it? So to be able to do this, what if we train a method in our daily lives, in daily basis, so that we are able to concentrate not only on the studies but on everything in life? What would that look like?
That would be great.
That would be great, isn't it? That's what I'm here for. Actually, that's what we are doing. We're not taking one specific element in life and saying that, okay, we need to concentrate on this, because that's what they are doing and that's what we are training them to do. But we are taking a wide spectrum of life. We are trying to understand how this is actually working. That is Buddhism. That's where we need Buddhism. But here I'm just going to talk to you about just meditation. And why meditate? Now, Harvard University, I just got this post from somewhere. They have started classes.
Oh, okay. Maybe,
Meditation classes and Buddhism classes as well, because it has to go together. But they have started the meditation classes. There's a 4-week class, 7-week class, something like that. And can you just imagine why they're doing this? Such a prestige university like Harvard, why would they train people in meditation? Maybe there is something beyond what we know or what we think we know. For an example, I know that they're trained in Google. They are having a facility that there are trainers coming in, Buddhist monks maybe, and there are other trainers coming in to teach meditation. And they have a small meditation center where people can actually take some time and go and meditate and then come. A large organization, something like Google is very large, I think, isn't it? Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it's a huge organization. Now, when we have institutes like Harvard, corporations like Google, training their staff in meditation, maybe there is an importance in this, isn't it? It's a great importance in this. Otherwise, they wouldn't be investing time and money on meditation if it didn't pay back in some kind of way. Because meditation is everything to do with understanding your mind. It's making the mind do something which is not familiar to do. The mind keeps shifting all the time in different directions. What if where are we now? in Las Vegas, this city?
This
The
was-
here?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this place called? Neighborhood. The name of the...
The west side of Vegas or something.
Okay, west side of Vegas, okay? Now, for an example, think that from here, from the west side of Vegas, if we want to go to California, now we are making a decision to go to California, that is in another direction. And then suddenly when we are going here, I say I want to go to Michigan. Maybe Michigan is somewhere else and California is in another direction. What if we keep switching this time to time? Do you think we will arrive anywhere?
No.
Oh, we will be traveling but not really arriving at any place. That's exactly what we are doing with life. We want one thing and we are going in one direction and we keep changing the direction and going in another direction. And then again we change the direction and go in another direction. If we keep doing this, it seems like we are going somewhere, but are we really going somewhere? No. We are really not going anywhere. we're just going from one place to the other, but not arriving at the destination that we are actually wanting to arrive. So as very young students and beginners of life, I would call you, okay? You have a choice, a powerful decision. This is a very powerful decision. It's a powerful decision in wanting to know and knowing where you want to go in life, what you want to do in life. What do you really want to do in life? What are you passionate about? Because if you set your mark, the destination, and if you follow through, maybe you will be able to reach the destination. Because otherwise you'll be switching from, you will be doing some subjects, but then you will be shifting again in different directions. To make that decision is one thing. To follow through that decision is another thing. To arrive in that decision where you really want to be is a third thing. Do you agree with me? You need to make the decision, you need to follow through the decision, and you need to actually arrive in what you have decided. So all of these decisions, how are you going to make it? With what tool are we making it? What's the tool that we are going to use to make the decision? Simple one. Simplest question. Don't think so hard.
Plan?
A plan, but to make the plan, what should we have?
Your head?
Yeah, exactly. To plan this, you need to have a good brain. You need to have a good thinking pattern, a powerful thinking pattern. And what meditation does is, it makes you focus on very, very specific things. And when you're focused, when you're aligned with focusing, when you're aligned with concentrating, then you see a bigger picture. For an example, I'm talking to you now, I can see Krishanti working, and I can see on the other side of things as well. But my focus is here. But it also gives me a wide spectrum of all the other things which is happening around as well. Most of the time, our brain can do one thing at one time, and it loses the focus on the other things at the other time. That's why we get confused with decisions. Should I do this or should I do this? Should I do this or should I do this? Because we can't see the entire spectrum of things. If I do this, maybe it will have a chain reaction to this, and then a chain reaction to this, and a chain reaction to this. What if we can judge all of this and then make the decision, rather than seeing one specific part of this? Without seeing the one jigsaw puzzle piece or the second piece attaching to it, What if we can see the entire picture and see how this can follow through? You need to be very sharp, isn't it, to do. So that's what we are doing in meditation. Concentrating on one thing so that you can actually see the big picture. Why are we training our mind to concentrate on one thing? It's not because we want to concentrate on one thing. It's because we need to see the big picture in this. We need to see the entire thing. Because if we see the entire thing, maybe we can make better decisions. So same way, when you're studying, you can study hard. You must have heard this before. Either you can study hard or you can study smart. Have you heard this? No? There are two ways to study. Either you can study smart, or you can study hard. Hard way is you keep on studying and studying and studying and studying and studying and trying to memorize everything, putting a lot of hard work into it. Or you can study smart. You can take the whole thing, what are the main sections, and then analyze this and break it down. And that is studying smart. Taking all the past papers, going through the line of questioning. That is studying smart. Okay. So, meditation will give you that focus which you need to be able to do the smart things in life, really. This is where you start everything. But then, of course, if you want to learn deeper into what this whole thing is all about, Buddhism also gives you the actual science in life. Because what we think of science is not really science. When you start exploring the other part, it's where you actually see the real science in life. But that's a different thing. Yes, any questions you would like to ask me? So would you like to know how to concentrate in this meditation, since it's very interesting, isn't it? Yeah. If you can actually do this and get good grades as well. Spend less time on it, get good grades, have complete focus. And if you're doing a sport also, you can have good focusing on that, concentration on that. If you're holding a conversation with someone, in that also you learn to concentrate very well. You learn to hear what the person's ideas, and you learn to hear the feelings of that person. You see? Most of the time when we talk, we're just hearing words. But do we hear the words and read the feelings of that person? But if we can do that, then we are a better listener. And depending on that, if we do give the answers, that would be a very, very good answer that we are giving. Because people always like to talk to people and get advice or whatever, be friends with someone who really cares, someone who really genuinely wants your best, wants the best for you. So most of the time, I have noticed in this country something very nice. Everybody greets. Everybody says, "Hi, how are you?" Okay. But that is very nice. I appreciate that a lot. But then there's another part to it. Do they hear the answer back? And we can do the same thing. Do you get what I'm saying? We say, "Hi, how are you?" But do we actually hear the answer from that person? No. Why is that? Do we care enough to know the answer? As a policy, as being polite, as a habit, We say, hi, how are you? Maybe that person says something else, but we don't actually hear it because we are not focusing on that. We're doing it as being polite or something, but we are not really we are not really concentrating on the answer. But what if we do concentrate on the answer? What if we do?
We can greet back.
Exactly. The same way, and we start understanding people in a very, very sensitive manner. And that's what we need. You can pass through any interview if we do this. You name it, you will pass through any job interview if we do this method. Because every person, the knowledge has to be there, definitely. But does companies hire people just because of the knowledge, or whether otherwise the companies hire people because they can actually get the work done in the best possible way? What do you think? Is it because of the knowledge, or is it because of the second thing? Because there will be, if you go to an interview, there will be hundreds more, just like you, with the knowledge. So why should they hire you specifically? Specifically. Why you? You need to be something a little bit special. And we can easily do this because we live in a society, not in just the US, but most of the societies, we just do things for the sake of doing things. And when there is a person who does something genuinely with interest, that person gets highlighted very quickly. Because everybody else is doing the other, same thing, what everybody else is doing. So if one person pays more attention with caring and whatever, that gets highlighted very fast. So meditation also helps not just to focus on your learnings or your schoolwork or your sports, or not only that, it helps you to interact with people in a much, much better way. And then you get their attention, you get their, how can we say it, you get their, you start to learn to interact in a better way, and you build better relationships, really. You build better relationships, and this goes a long, long, long way. Because you have friends in most of the places. Even if you have a problem, there's always ways to how you could avoid the problem or how you can come out of it. So meditation is a technique. It's actually a science. It's a science how you learn to deal with things in a much, much better way, in a very specific way. And how do we do this? How do we come to this meditation? How do we start practicing in this meditation? Would you like to know that, or maybe some other time? Yeah? Would you like to know that? First thing that you need to know is meditation is not rocket science. It is not. It really isn't. It just has few basic steps. If you want to get into the deep meditation, yes, there is. There is a lot to learn. But if it's the basic meditation that you're interested in, yeah, you can do this. Just find a place which you're comfortable with in the house, or it might be the garden. Well, if it's this kind of weather, it's fine. Otherwise, it may be a little tough.
No, you can do it inside the house.
Yeah, inside the house. So it could be a little bit of a quiet place, because you want to, of course, when you get very, very good in meditation, it really doesn't matter whether there is noise or anything like that, because you can just start focusing. But when you're starting, maybe just a quiet place in your room, outside of your room, in the hall, wherever, and get a small cushion. Sit in this lotus position. It's more comfortable, and it aligns your body straight, not really the way I'm seated, But if you're seated in the ground, it's much more balanced. We call this the lotus position. And we keep the hands like this. Just relax, okay? And then shoulders back. Don't hunch. Don't go down like that. It all should be back. Back straight, and your head should be straight. And then what you do is you just focus. You just start focusing on your breathing. First step is this. I'll teach you the Anapanasati. Just breathing in and slowly breathing out. Breathing in and slowly breathing out, and you just watch your breath. That's all you do. It's amazing that you will notice when you start doing this, how fast your thoughts get changed from the breathing to something else. Okay. Has this person messaged me, or have I got to do this, or I need to do this, and all different thoughts come. Just when you want to concentrate on breathing, everything just comes. When it comes, what you do is, when these different thoughts come, we want to concentrate on the breathing. But if you tell yourself, I want to concentrate, the last thing that you will be doing is concentrating. Okay? So what you do is, you just watch yourself breathing in and breathing out. And then when your thoughts get shifted in different angles, just bring it back from there to the breathing again. Notice that you have been thinking about something completely different. Just bring it back. Don't be harsh on yourself and tell yourself, oh, I have been thinking about something else and I'm losing my concentration completely. No. Notice that your thought is somewhere else. That is also meditation. Knowing that you have been thinking something completely different, that is also meditation. Because this is awareness. We are teaching the mind, training the mind on awareness, and it will move to some other thought. And then we gently bring it back to the main focus of breathing. And do this couple of times completely, and then you will feel your body tension going down. Mind is just relaxing. The thought will shift again to some. Bring it back, and just be aware of this breathing in and out. Just sense how your muscles are getting loosened. You feel more relaxed, and you align with the nature. This nature could be the house. It doesn't matter. The atmosphere and you and the breathing. Just that. Can we try that? This is the simplest. These are the baby steps of meditation. And then we increase this level by level, little by little. But if you can just practice this, don't look at the time. That's the golden rule in meditation. However much you can do this, you can do this. If it's just 5 minutes, that's also fine. If it's 10 minutes, that's also fine. Just be comfortable doing that. That's the main thing. If you keep looking at the time, you're not going to go anywhere with meditation. Because you're concentrating on the time rather than concentrating on the breathing. So the first steps would be this. And later on, maybe I will send you some books. If you're interested, you can slowly increase this little by little to Karmasthana meditations. Or you can try something like once you are more familiar with this technique, then maybe next step would be put maybe a music as what do you call this, flute music or something, whatever you like. You know the spa music that you have in YouTube and everything, in different very soothing meditational music. You put that, first concentrate on the breathing and then concentrate on the sounds of that. And then again on the breathing and the sounds. You're definitely, number one thing, your thoughts will drift to different directions. Slowly bring it back to the breathing and the music. Just the breathing and the music. You will be amazed at the resource that this gives you. Because what we are training the mind to do here is something very extraordinary. What we are trying to do is we are clearing the glass. That means if there's a pond and the water is very muddy, can you see right through? No. But if this mud goes down and the water gets clear, then can you see the bottom?
Yeah.
That's what we are doing here. It's the most simplest technique. But when we do this, what we are actually doing is we are taking the clutter off the mind and seeing right through things. And that will help you focus better, remember things better, see things in a broader perspective, broader way. And also hear people when they're talking. You're not just listening to the words, you're reading their emotions by listening to the words as well. Doing 2-3 things at the same time. Try it. We'll see how it works.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah?
I have a small question, maybe. This, you always do the homework, they always listen to music. I don't know how they have to be like a concentrate only the one part, no? The music, listen to music and all the...
Both doing.
I don't know how they do it, huh?
That they are doing that.
She also did same thing, I think.
Okay.
They do the homework and a lot of work.
Mm.
And always they have to use the music.
Listen to music.
Yeah, they say it's helpful. I don't know. It's good or why they do it?
It depends. Like, if I'm doing like math, I won't listen to music because I can't concentrate like that. But like if I'm doing something that doesn't really require like a lot of thinking, then like I listen to music.
There's,
Different subjects maybe. That's what they think.
yeah, and then there's like music without words, so it's like soft and peaceful. So it's just a good like song to put on in the background. So it's not super quiet. Yeah.
Can you concentrate on what you're doing?
Yeah. When I study, I don't like to study in complete silence. So I like to put
I have
on.
to be like a light music.
There has to be a sound for me when I study. Yeah.
And how are your grades?
They're actually much better than my freshman year last year.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is it the same for
Yeah,
you?
mine were better than last year. Well,
Okay. Let's do it.
Let's do it, no? Yeah.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
Because maybe
Maybe
it helps them to concentrate.
Yeah, maybe
That technique helps. Maybe you have done meditation in your past life, Karmasthana meditation, having a sound in the background, and it makes you focus. This same technique, breathing in and breathing out, we do it with a sound, and then we take it to words, and we listen to the words, and we are intensely, that's the word, intensely concentrating on the words and the meaning of the words. So maybe you've done this before.
That's right.
And that's why they can concentrate with the music and then still do the
Still do
math
that.
or whatever, the subject. So they're definitely going to meditate. Karmasthana meditation
Yeah,
later on in
it's
life.
easy to do it then,
Yeah. Meditation is definitely going to increase in the world, I feel. Because a lot of people, the biggest problem we have is stress. The stress levels are increasing. So we can't be taking medication for this. Medication will not be an option. We can't be taking medication or drugs or induce ourselves in different activities just to get the stress down. So there has to be a way out of this. And people will learn that there is a way out of it. And that's why the focus on meditation builds in the Western world now, even more than the Asian cultures. But Asian cultures is a one which practiced this, and they just sort of, this is old stuff, we don't want to know this anymore, we want the new generation stuff. But now the new generation stuff, they are actually looking for this.
Yeah, that's true. Over here, also a lot of young generation, they do the meditation and all that.
Well, I was in Michigan before I came here, and university students and lecturers and
In
professors.
Michigan, they have like a same famous temple, no? Before it's a church, now they converted to the.
Yes, they're building that still.
Yeah.
Mm.
Buddhist temple or something.
Yes, they're building on
Yeah,
that.
I saw a lot of white people, they come in meditation.
Yeah. So, good. Okay, maybe, yeah.